Good morning. This is Bill. We've had several clients write in to ask us how to set up the accountability reports so you can see how you're doing. So I thought I'd create this video to give you some idea of exactly how to do that. But before I start, I wanted to point out a couple new features in the system. This is the main homepage, as you can see, and there's a couple new icons up here. The first one is chat. So if you've got any issues with the program, you want to leave me some feedback, let me know in here, and everybody can see this, and I'll get back to you. Or if you need to, you can certainly write me a personal email at info@MyWeightLoss.ai. The second feature in here is a newsletter section, and there's a couple interesting articles. I'm going to publish these a couple times a week. But one that I found really interesting that I just published was this one on the one habit that can make you keep the weight off. And this has to do with the accountability report, because finding somebody and setting up this accountability report gives you 3 times more of a chance to keep the weight off. And I think maybe the best way to explain this to you is I turn this into also a social media post. You can read this article. It's pretty interesting and thorough. But I also turned it into a social media post. So it's only 30 seconds long. Let me show you that. It explains why this is such a valuable tip.
There's one habit that makes you 2.75 times more likely to keep weight off. It's not a diet. It's not a workout. University of Minnesota researchers proved it. They gave 166 people the same diet and exercise plan. The only difference, some had an active accountability partner. 66% kept the weight off. The solo group kept 24%. But a buddy alone does not work. A 2024 study found passive support does nothing. The partner must look at your data. There is a difference between a cheerleader and a coach. One makes you feel good. The other makes you show up. When men had active accountability in a diet study, their wives, who were not in the study, lost weight too. Being around someone actively working on health creates a ripple effect on those around them. We wrote the full research and built a 5-question quiz that reveals whether you are wired for solo discipline or need external structure to follow through. Most people are surprised by their result. Link in bio.
So as that article indicated, having an accountability partner is a very important part of keeping the weight off. So let's get into this part now. I'm going to sign in with the demo client here. This is, of course,
Hi, I'm Lance.
the fictitious data, but this is where you come into the system. And what you're going to want to do is go to coaching. Now, this button here, the how am I doing, is essentially the accountability report. And this one, keep me on track, is where you assign when that report gets issued and who it gets sent to. But let's just quickly look at the report. This is like an ad hoc report. Let's just say I want to look at it for the last 7 days. And so now the AI is going in there, reviewing all your data and kind of putting the report together. And so it's doing that. Let me go back up to the top here. So this is the report that will get sent to you as well as your accountability coach, as you requested to do. You get to see your progress in weight loss from the last week as well as from the whole month. This is how you're doing in terms of calories. Green is good and red is bad in terms of you're over your goal. If you're getting enough protein, carbohydrates, are you working out? If you're on the GLP meds in this demo account, this tracks the symptoms. And then you get a grade in terms of how well you're doing on your weight, calories, protein, carbs, symptoms, exercise, and how effectively you are keeping everything logging. And this is the tips. So where you've done a good job, what you need to keep up, things you need to try a little bit, do better at, things you need to adhere at better, and then next things to focus on. And then these are all the meals. So this is what you and your accountability partner would go over to help you stay on track, basically. So now let's see how we set the kind of automated system up. You go in here to keep me on track. And since he already had a report, he's going to want me to edit it. If you've never set one up, it's going to say just set it up. Then you have to decide after you click that button how often you want to receive it. So whether you're meeting with your accountability partner like once a week, every few days, you pick that time, and that's when it will get sent to them and to you. And so now you got to pick a date when you're going to start. Let's say my date is going to be, today's the 17th. We'll start on the 24th and 9 a.m. Let's say that sounds good. And so now it's generating it, and it's going to add me. Do you want to have this report just go to me on a weekly basis or to me as well as a trusted friend? So I'm going to say yes. So if you're working out with a trainer, working out with Lance, then you would put their name in here. I'm going to put the system's name in here. And then you click next. And now this is what, so you can send a test just to make sure you're going to receive it. Okay. Or you don't have to send a test, but I would do the test just to make sure that you don't have a blocked by, it's not automatically blocked by spam or something else, so you can get it. And so just say, I'm going to say no because I've already done it, and you're set. I want to point out one thing down here at the bottom here of the check-in. You see here it says check-in in 7 days. So I just set it for 7 days. So that means in 7 days that accountability report is going to be generated and sent to you and your accountability partner. And that's it. Just make sure you go over what you've done, what progress you're making. And if you hit your goal weight, you want to always continue to check in, because otherwise you're going to kind of fall off the wagon. And this way it'll keep you honest. That's it. Any questions? Let me know. Bye-bye.